Right, guys, listen up. In today's chapter, you'll be looking into continuous data. Could everyone please pay attention because I'm now starting recording. Now, in regards with this, please make sure that you have copied the example on the board, and I also put this example on day map. All right, so I'm just going to read the question. The weight of parcels on a particular day from a post office was recorded in kilograms. So you're given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. You're given 17 parcels on that particular day. All right, so you have been given the range of the values of this particular weight of parcels. One thing that we have to do when we come into this section on continuous data, previously with discrete data, you are looking mostly into numbers which have been taken on an exact value. With the continuous data, it is basically categorized because you have to take it into a certain group. That's what it means. Discrete data is all solely on numbers and values being taken into consideration. Continuous data is when you're given a range. All right. In this case, although we say yes, we do calculate, but then do you know that each of these data here is actually different, right? 2.1, 3.0, 0.6, they are all in different range. So the best way for us to do in this case is to basically, all right, to basically classify this into several groups. Let's look for the highest amount. Which is the highest amount you reckon is? Okay, are you sure? 4.2. 4.2 is the highest. So in this case, 4.2 being the highest, which is the lowest here? Right, you have to look carefully. Don't just look at 0.6, you have to consider the other data. The lowest is 0.6. So in this case, we can calculate and we can categorize each of these data into class intervals. All right. So in this case, the class intervals that we have, the highest being 4, the lowest being 0.3. So we can categorize this into groups of weight. So we categorize one of the groups in weight, okay, and that's in kilogram. And the other, of course, would be our frequency. Okay, so draw your tables properly. So if we say that 4.2 is the highest and 0.3 is the lowest, what we can do in this case is to categorize the weight into class intervals. So we'll start off with 0, 0 to less than 1. Okay, and then after that we can go on with 1 to less than 2. Okay, and then we go from 2 to less than 3, and then 3 to less than 4. Okay, and then of course 4 to less than 5. Right, this is how we can classify at this point. All right, why is it that we are classifying it based on 0 to that less sign? And the reason is because later when we draw the histogram for this particular section, all right, when we draw the histogram for this particular section, if you have noticed the other day when we did the column graph, the column graphs are all separated, the histogram is actually all joined. Okay, so let us try to see how many parcels are actually within the range of 0 to 1. Let's try to count. So we have 0.3, 0.6. Is that all that we have? 0.3, 0.6, yeah. So we have 2 in this case. Okay. Then we have 1 to less than 2. How many from 1 to less than 2? Let's count. 6. What about 2 to less than 3? Can we start counting? 4, good. I heard 2 people say 4. Or about 3 to less than 4? 4 as well, good. And 4 to less than 5, how many would that be? Just 1, good. So as we can see, the frequency of that particular class interview, if we add in together 2, 6, 4, 4, that will give us 17 in total when we add in 1 as well. So if you count the data, you will have 17 pieces of data in that particular example. Okay, so make sure that the frequency of that particular class interview, class interval will tally and also match the number of data being presented. Is that clear, everyone? Okay. Now that is to organize the data into your class intervals. All right. Make sure what you do next time, if you see a data like this, make sure that you count the highest and also the lowest and put them into the different class intervals. All right. That's how you do it for continuous data. Continuous data can be for weight, can be for what is that? Weight, can be for time, can be for mass, can be for what else do you reckon? Continuous height, for example. Okay, that is part A, to organize it. Any single time in statistics, we will always make sure that we organize our data into a table so that we can present the material clearly and also to make sure that people understand what we are actually writing. Okay, now after organizing, you will come into a section whereby you will have to draw a frequency histogram. Okay, a frequency histogram as compared to a column graph. It's not clear, is it? Yes. We know. Just wait. Let me pause this for a while. Okay.